there's a couple of changes coming to the game next week, and I want to talk about one of them in detail. But before I do, let's just go down this list and we'll take a look at what's coming. So, downtime on Tuesday will be 2 hours. That's fairly standard. We're going to get a new premium, the Object 272M, which is essentially a T10, but it's got a 122mm gun, but it's in this version, the premium version, has dual ATGM launchers. So Wargaming do have an article on this tank. They've got a little video advertising it, but for me personally, I don't read what they have to say about the tank. I don't watch their advertising for the tank, because I'll grab the tank myself, I'll play it, I'll make a review on it, and I'll decide based on my experience rather than the words of, well, the words of the game developer. I'll judge based on my experience rather than their sales pitch. There's an auto-aim test, which we'll come back to. There is a sale on cosmetics. There's a sale on tech tree tanks for tier 7 to 10 and eras 2 and 3. So if you've got tanks that you need to buy, then take advantage of that discount and grab the tanks that you don't have. Various challenges, which we don't need to go into. Tank war chests, again, war chests are what they are, we all know that. And they've got registration for competitive games. And based on the graphic they provided, I believe it's 7 versus 7. So if you're into, or if you're interested in competitive play, then take advantage of that, join their competitive Discord. I know a couple of the guys that are in there, they're very dedicated to what they're doing, and they do try to make it as interesting as possible and as professional as possible. So if you're into if you want to be into competitive play, then jump in there and get involved. Right, going back up, there's something else I want to note about the graphic that Wargaming released for the Object 272M. That's the 272M there, but in the bottom right corner here is the turret of a Tiger 1. Now my question is, does this mean anything? Are Wargaming hinting at bringing World War II tanks into the Cold War environment? Are they bringing True Vision to a version of the World War II mode? Does this mean anything, or does this not mean anything at all? It's difficult to know. I don't think this means anything at all. A while ago we had the Era 2 light tank, the AMX 13, that came into the game, and some people commented and said, oh, this is a prequel to the French light tanks. It's been a couple of years now, and we still don't have French light tanks. So I don't know what this means, but I like the fact that they're mixing their graphics up with different types of vehicles. I would like to see my World War II tanks in the Cold War with the True Vision environment. I would like that a lot. Does this mean that's what's going to happen? No idea. Probably not. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that this does not mean that. It's just a graphic and it doesn't mean anything. Maybe I'm wrong. I'd like it if I'm wrong, honestly, because I quite like to play my Tiger 1s again. But hey, we'll see what happens. Okay, jumping up to this auto-aim test. I'll just read out the information that they've put here. For targets within 200 meters, auto-aim's functionality will be the same. For targets further away than 200 meters, you will have to aim closer to the tank for the tank's information panel to display. You will have to move your camera directly on the tank before you can activate auto-aim to lock on to the target. In my opinion, this is a fundamental misunderstanding of the problem that this game has. We have had auto-aim in the game since day one. No one really had a problem with it. If anything, it was known to be a hindrance. It was known to be a don't use it all the time because it will let you down. This is not, it's not a winning mechanic. Auto-aim aims for center of mass. And that doesn't aim for weak points, it doesn't aim for anything that is going to guarantee you a kill shot. So using auto-aim traditionally was just a way of ensuring that the gun was pointing in the right direction, and it was mainly used by light tanks who were trying to focus. Any light tank driver will know this, you're focusing on driving. did not guarantee kill shots. It did not guarantee penetrations every time. So it was in the game, but it was never really a problem. The problem we have with auto aim now is that we have these auto cannon tanks that have guns that can penetrate you. They have guns that can penetrate almost anything. And what ends up happening is, Weasel 1 is a very good example of this, XM800T is another good example. What ends up happening is, these are light tank drivers, race around at 85, 90 kilometers an hour. They press the right bump, the gun locks on, and because the gun is almost guaranteed to pen, especially in the Weasel 1, they just hold down the right trigger, so RB, RT, and you're dead within a clip. Now, the problem with that is not auto aim. The problem with that is that Wargaming have introduced tanks with guns that can abuse auto aim. So the fix is not to adjust auto aim, the fix is to adjust the tanks that you've introduced that have broken the game. But that in itself is a problem, because Wargaming made a lot of money from those tanks. They like money. They don't want to give it back. They don't want to change their premium tanks, because that would mean they'd have to give you your money back. So what they're doing now is they're testing a variation of auto aim, which is not going to change anything. That's my prediction. People are not going to change the way they play. If you're using auto aim beyond 200 meters, you're probably not going to hit the target anyway, and any decent player will know that, so you'll be within 200 meters anyway. So anyone who uses auto aim as their main combat strategy, nothing's going to change at all. I don't think this test is going to prove anything. I don't think this test is going to change anything. Wargaming need to fix the tanks, but that's the one thing they won't do. So now they're scrambling around testing these they're testing everything around the problem. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think this is going to work. I think they know exactly what they need to do. The community knows exactly what they need to do. But that's the one thing that they are apparently not going to do. So good luck, Wargaming, trying to fix this. You got yourself into this problem. Now it's time for you to decide whether or not you're going to do the actual thing that will fix it, or if we're just going to skirt around the edges of this problem and change everything else other than the actual problem itself. Alright guys, that's all I've got for this video, so if you've enjoyed it, please leave it a like, if not a dislike, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll catch you in the next one.